Мова 404. Гэта беларуская мова ў Беларусі. Чаму такая назва? Памылка 404 або not found, не знойдзена, вядомая для ўсіх, хто карыстаецца інтэрнэтам. Часам можна націснуць на нейкую спасылку, каб знайсці патрэбную інфармацыю, а там выскоквае not found. Так і з беларускай мовай. Паводле Канстытуцыі яна дзяржаўная, але калі ты хочаш яе знайсці, то мова 404. І гэтую памылку пад сілу выправіць толькі нам. Мова – рытм сэрца народа. Калі хочуць знішчыць нацыю, пачынаюць з мовы.
I left Belarus because I was tired of living under repression and hiding. This was not just occasional repression. During the last 2.5 years, my family really had to stay under the radar, not using our SIM cards or our cars, not living at home, not meeting friends or family members. This is a very hard experience, which is even hard to recall. One day, we just ran out of energy while living and thinking about a potential arrest and what might happen to your children. Therefore, the decision was to leave. I don't feel free here. The freedom is about being where you want to be. I want to be in Belarus. I feel relatively secure, but not free. When I started using Belarusian, I realized that everything in Belarus is created only for Russian speakers. I couldn't buy anything in a store without having some trouble, order something online, get a bank card, or fill out any form. It's so uncomfortable. There is no higher education in Belarusian in Belarus. In Belarus and here, I have been defending language rights. We drafted law amendments and managed to promote some change.
Belarusian speakers in Belarus are bullied. If you are from a Polish-speaking family, tutejszy, or a Belarusian speaker, you are an underdog. In Minsk, they are destroying what was left. Belarusian language street signs are replaced with Russian ones. The situation is catastrophic. The women are doing incredible things. Brave and consistent, they display tremendous girl power.
My book is an attempt to share this with the people. This is why it was important for me to have it translated to Russian as well. It concerns me the most why we in Belarus cannot support each other in our aspirations, and how strong are the stereotypes imposed by the Russian Empire, that Belarusian is redundant, dead, or rural. If you say something in Belarusian, someone might ask, what are you trying to prove, although you just use your language? Someone can react angrily. They might say, why are you destroying the country? We have other things to worry about than the language. Economy is more important. Even like-minded people might say so. There are cases when the Belarusian police arrest Belarusian speakers. They ask about defending the language rights and letters of concern. It has no practical consequences, though. In my activities, I always follow the law. I have never breached the law, even the illegitimate law that we have in Belarus. After 2020, when full-fledged impunity came, many people had a bone to pick with us, and many wanted to take revenge on us. We lived under threat for 3 years. When I left the maternity hospital in 2020 with my first kid, police officers and investigators started hanging out around our house. They would come once in 2 weeks. In Minsk, these were already times of pogroms and door breaking, and it became harder, more energy-consuming and scary. The feeling was they would break our door any day. So we packed and grabbed our cat and the baby. We just got into the car and went nowhere with our phones turned off. We changed about 10 locations. I managed to give birth to one more kid on the go. And this was an extremely inconvenient life, to put it softly. I'm still recovering. I'm very thankful to my kids that I'm here and not in prison. I am sure I would have never left if I had been alone. I would have continued regardless of my emotional condition and my emotional and security needs. The concern about the children was the most exhausting. Living in Belarus, you do not worry that much about the prison. The main concern is what happens to the kids while I am in prison. There were moments in Belarus when I realized I was out of energy. But only when I moved here, I realized I had lost my skill of crying. I was so out of touch with my emotions and myself. You constantly think about hiding, continuing the work and the impact. You focus on other things, as I had no idea until the last moment where I would deliver my second kid. I developed quite significant neurological issues, which strongly affected my life quality. And at the same time, our social media were designated as extremist. Also, we had to vaccinate our first kid. Now, only state clinics have this vaccine. At this point, I realized I cannot do it any longer. I cannot be fully open about how we left Belarus. It was complicated. When I crossed the border, I felt better. Still, I did not feel fully safe. In Belarus or here, I have no house or normal job. You do not feel you belong here. I feel much safer about my children here. I know that no one will break into our house and hurt me in front of them. The children will be fine. Certainly, it is much safer. In Belarus, even going to a playground is an issue. Here we can go anywhere. Still, we are taking counseling sessions with the elder one because of his reactions and sometimes aggression. I understand there are reasons behind it. This is the effect of our lifestyle. He is not 4 yet, but he has already changed 13 living places. The parents were permanently stressed and insecure. It took a toll on him, and we have to deal with it now. I moved in here 7 months ago. I'm back to my favorite things to do, such as music, some drawing, training courses, and events. was impossible for me in Belarus. Possible for others, but not for me. I like many things in Vilnius, but I want to go home. I dream about going back home and living a happy life with my kids where I would like to be. I hope Belarusians will have a chance to change things, and we do the right thing and succeed the next time. I think we should start with the language, because the language enables Belarusians to understand who we are and to find our feet. When we can stand on our feet, we can build something, and we will no longer be Russia. The language is the boundary which will facilitate our development.
Якраз-таки така ось межа, яка допоможе нам почати розвиватися. Після жнівня 2020 году я був затриманий. Сидів у Жодінському СІЗО у 6-й камері. Попросив, щоб мені дали медичну допомогу. Прийшов прапорщик и сказал: «А ты вообще на каком-то особенном счету или учете? Когда научишься говорить на нормальном языке, тогда к тебе и придет помощь».
How is the homeland in Belarusian?
Айшина.